Small towns. Less noise, less traffic, less crime, and less drama. I mean, when you could choose this over this, for many people, it's a no-brainer. The advantages of smaller towns can far outweigh the negatives. Sure, there's less things to do, and people know your business, and trying to find a high-paying job is just about impossible, but that's what big cities are for. So, of course, small towns aren't for everyone. And if you're lucky enough to find a small town that you love and it's close to a metro area, you've got it made, mister. Today, we're going to talk about the best small towns in the United States. These are going to be the places that are not only cute and charming, but they're safe too. This channel spends a lot of time talking about how big cities are struggling, but these cities are examples of how great this country is, when you look hard enough. So, get ready to take in some clean air as we visit America's best small towns of less than 15,000 people. These cities are all really charming in every single way. If you want to move here or live here, then that would be so okay. Small cities where you can spend all your life just wasting the time away. Now, since this is a small town video, we should be traveling in a small town mode of transportation, right? So our adventuring will take place in this. We'll just hope we don't have a blowout, because I don't know any tire centers that fix wooden axles anymore. That was like the 1830s. So we're going to begin in a charming city on the West Coast. Yes, there are places on the West Coast that are charming. You just have to look hard. Here in Jacksonville, Oregon, things are pretty stellar. This small town has a population of only about 3,000 people. It's just a 5-minute drive from Medford, Oregon, which is itself a city that also ranks really high on lists by people who rank stuff. It's also far away from Portland and San Francisco. That's a good thing too. Jacksonville was founded back in 1850 when they found gold in nearby Jackson Creek. And then the gold ran out and the town suffered. But then in the 60s, it got its mojo back. And now it's in the heart of the Southern Oregon wine region. Yay for them. There's hiking all over. Or if you wanted to stay close to home, you could dine at the Back Porch Bar and Grill or shop at Ray's. Apparently the potato soup here has chunks of potatoes and bacon. And Ray's will remind you of Grandma's house. Aw. Home price wise, it's not too bad. You can get what's called a fixer-upper for around $85K and a real nice home for about $400K. Off to the East Coast we go as we endure a truly bumpy ride. Our destination is a charming little place right on the main coast called Camden. It's about an hour and a half north of Portland. Here in Camden, the 4,800 people get to enjoy pretty views of the ocean, for starters. People here go on boat rides and sit down and eat lobster every day. Now, if you've ever had a lobster roll in Maine, you know just how good they are. Almost as good as a California burrito they are. The average homes are only about 300,000, which isn't too bad at all. Crime-wise, well, there isn't really any crime here at all. Not a violent crime, not a burglary. And 9 total robberies here since 2005. What the? There's probably 9 robberies in the city you're in every day. Of course, summers here can be a little touristy, but hey, you get to meet new people, right? Just a cute little downtown with a little amphitheater, smallish restaurants, and Uncle Willie's candy shop, homemade truffles, jelly beans, and fudge. Okay, somebody gave this place a 1-star review. Who on earth would do that to poor Uncle Willie? That's just so messed up. Probably some big city slicker. Our wagon is really moving now, pal. Here we are in Cooperstown, New York. Of course, everybody knows Cooperstown, New York. That's where the Baseball Hall of Fame is located. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Cooperstown's located in upstate New York, way out in the middle of nowhere at the shore of Otsego Lake. Now, talk about a small town. This place has only about 1,800 people. Cute, charming homes can be yours for only anywhere between $65,000 and $6.5 million. But don't worry about that estate. You can't afford that. If you moved here, those would be your snobby neighbors. Just deal with it. And as you might imagine, crime here is almost negligible. Now, some people say the village here is picture perfect. Summers are quote unquote magical. Winters are quote unquote cold and dreary. That's upstate for you though. Now, if you're a perfectionist or a protectionist, you'll fit in fine here. If you drive a hippie van, you will not. It's a very small town life, Cooperstown is. You won't find any malls nearby, nor a Walmart right down the street. It's about an hour and a half from Syracuse, which is a good thing. It would be better if it was 2.5 hours from Syracuse. How on earth did we drive this thing all the way to Alaska? And specifically, Sitka. This small town of about 9,000 people is located on an island way down towards the tip of Alaska, on the shores of the Pacific Ocean, nestled at the base of a mountain range. And no, I am not a realtor. What makes Sitka so special? Lots of stuff does. First of all, you can only get there by a plane or a boat. How many small towns in America can make that claim? You can see all kinds of nature here. Animals like mooses, bears, eagles, and penguins. There's even humpback whales that come right up to your front porch. If you live right on the ocean, then maybe they do. The village here is full of charm with cute little restaurants, art galleries, and shops. Awesome. In terms of crimes, this is the most dangerous of all the towns on this list. As you may know, property crimes in Alaska are much higher than most of America because people in Alaska steal stuff. That's okay, you can just lock everything up at night. If you need a decent job, then you probably shouldn't live here, unless you want to scrub barnacles off of boats. That's not fun. But if you like rain, that's another bonus.
Sitka seems like a very American place to live. I bet they're very patriotic there.
Hey, Mappy, good to see you today. You look all Alaska'd out.
I like small towns. They're my cup of tea.
I actually think I could raise little Ricky in a small town like this.
Wow, Mrs. Mappy, I've never heard you say that before. That's refreshing. Are you not so snobby anymore?
Maybe not.
All right, we have a breakthrough, everyone. Mrs. Mappy is not such a snob anymore. Maybe Karen isn't a Karen. That kind of gives me hope for all Karens out there. Nice. Well, on that note, we're going to take this oversupplied ride into Montana, and specifically Whitefish. It's a pretty little town of about 8,000 people in the northern reaches of the Western Plains, up near the Glacier National Park. If you like skiing, fishing, drinking good local beers, and living in a town where everyone knows your name and your drama, then this is a place for you. They have a winter carnival here, with ice carving competitions, parties, and fun. It's safe, relatively affordable, and beautiful. What else do you need, everyone? They have homes for every type of person here. The recluse, the underground wealthy, the successful businessman, and the regular working folks. It's only about 20 minutes from Kalispell, which has kind of a mall and some shopping, I guess. And of course, there's plenty of bars and gambling places and more bars, because Montana sure do like to drink and all. And drive trucks. If you live in Montana, then you like to hunt. If you live in Montana, then you like to hunt. If you live in Montana, then you like to fish. If you live in Montana, then you like to fish. If you live in Montana, then you eat raw meat. If you live in Montana, then you eat raw meat. If you live in Montana, then you drive a truck. If you live in Montana, then you drive a truck. Now, we're not in a truck, but we're still trucking across the nation. Here in Stowe, Vermont, things are quite peaceful, actually. This small New England-like charming place of about 4,400 people sits at the base of Mount Mansfield, the biggest mountain in the state. That means lots of skiing, or snowboarding if that's your thing. This is the ski capital of the East Coast after all. Homes are a little pricey, unless you want to live in a little place like this, which is perfect for somebody who wants to hang their clothes in the living room and live in a loft. But hey, that's small town living, mister. I mean, look at that view. If you like shopping and dining, then you'll love Stowe. There are 70 shops and 40 places to eat, all crammed into a little village. Half the people here are 55 or older, which means everybody drives the speed limit and is in bed by 8. Nice, nice. And lots of the homes are vacant for long periods of the year, which means you get to enjoy all of this by yourself on many weekends. Charming, charming, they are also charming, but they can be boring too. If you dream of a small town existence, then maybe they're for you. Now, we tend to beat up on New Mexico quite a bit on this channel due to the state's lack of good schooling, high crime, infrastructure issues, and other qualms. But there's some real gems in the state of enchantment, and Taos is one of them. Now, I know it sounds like just about every place on this list is some sort of ski town village, but not all of them are. Taos is, though. Nestled in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, this is a gorgeous place, folks. So pretty that famous artists like Georgia O'Keeffe and Ansel Adams were actually inspired by it. There's 80 galleries here. Okay, that's probably too many galleries. Travel and Leisure called Taos one of the prettiest mountain towns in the nation. But it's not just the outside, it's the inside that counts, right? Home prices aren't actually too bad here. You've got some hobbit-looking homes, fancy show-offy homes, really awesome view homes, and even little adobe homes that look like they're in a little Mexican village. Look at that. If you need the big city life, Santa Fe is only 90 minutes out, and if you want to gamble, practically the whole northern half of the state's Native American land. Okay, so this is the last small sleepy ski town on this list. Promise. KETCHUM, Idaho has grabbed the heartstrings of many who seek solace and wonder. There's only 2,800 people here, right in the middle of Idaho's mountain ranges. You are far away from anything else, but that's the whole point, right? This is called the Sun Valley. That's because there's plenty of sun. There's a cute little village, a farmer's market every week, skiing, river exploring, and other nature type stuff. Ernest Hemingway loved it so much here that he asked to be buried in KETCHUM. And they celebrate the Wagon Days festival every fall. How fitting, since this is a former mining town, and we're driving a damn wagon. But this place is expensive. Like, off the charts expensive. You and I couldn't afford a home here, that's for sure. It's even out of the price range of California refugees, which is a good thing, I suppose. This is America here, son. The kind of place that our founding fathers would be proud to call home. By the way, does anybody else think Mike Pence looks like George Washington? Just add a wig. There. Who's our runner-up for the best small town in America under 15,000 people? Not a ski town. Not a ski town. It's Bisbee, Arizona. A mountain town so close to the Mexican border that you can smell the chimichangas from your front porch. This town of about 5,200 people is an artistic community with a laid-back vibe. It's got a lot of history, antiques, and art. It's an old copper mining town with brothels and bars. And although it's in the middle of the Sonoran Desert, it's a mile up, which means summers aren't so blistering. Homes here are affordable, like really affordable, like too good to be true affordable. If you like the whole Wild West thing, this might be the kind of place for you. Look, you can buy a trailer for 35 grand. That seems like a lot. And they even have a big B on the side of the mountain. That's so cool. Our best small town to live in America is Traverse City, Michigan. Michigan people are like, oh yeah, that's my jam. Now it's very highbrow here, way up in Michigan's Pinky. This place has everything that snobby food lovers and snobby beer drinkers love. Like 20 breweries, 50 wineries, tons of apple fields, cherries. This place claims to grow 360 million pounds of cherries every year. What the heavens? Now outdoors wise, you can choose from beaches, mountains, sand dunes, kind of like just about every outdoor activity you can think of. And the cost of living is playing right in the wheelhouse of sensible. Summers are busy and winters are quiet. If you love being outdoors and maybe spotting famous people, and especially if you love cherries, then this is your perfect small town. So that's it. Our tour of the best small towns in America under 15,000 people, where you can live and prosper. It's these places where crime is low, nature is plentiful, and drama is hard to find. Now, there's a ton of awesome little towns like this all over our fine country. These are just a small example. Sometimes you just gotta know where to look. The end. Small towns, because who wants drama? Small towns, where you won't get stuff robbed. Small towns aren't as big as a big place. Everyone here knows your name, maybe that's good or that's bad. Who knows? Where you can park your car wherever, where you can watch the man kill your cow, where you can be a mayor and in charge, where you might one day make some new friends. Small towns, because who wants drama? Small towns, where you won't get stuff robbed. Small towns aren't as big as a big place. Small towns are a great place to live. Hey guys, if you learned something new or you just like this video, make sure to like it. And if you really like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all of our videos about what it's like to live in different places in America. Peace.